Hollywood is collapsing, and it's ultimately going to be the best thing ever for writer-directors. But in the interim, it's going to be a lot of pain, a lot of grief for a lot of people. I estimate there's, let's say, 400,000 people working in Hollywood in, let's say, early 2024. I think within 2 years, there's going to be 200,000 people working in Hollywood. And the reason is AI is coming, and it's not currently doing that much, but it will ultimately be able to do a lot of things in production just faster and as well as humans. So what's going to happen is some sectors are going to be completely wiped out, like extras. I think very few productions will have any sort of extras. I think a lot of stuff is going to go. There will be people who will actually be doing the prompting, and the key department heads will still be contributing. I think a movie, like a Marvel movie that has 300 people working on it, will go down to, I don't know, a dozen, 2 dozen. The question is not, is that going to happen? To my mind, it's when. As soon as, like, serious changes within months, but I think for sure within years. Right now, AI isn't all that directable. It can look pretty good in an image or whatever, but you can't really get what you want out of it. And that's a significant constraint. But once they get that sorted out, oh my goodness. Like, you're talking about, it's just, then producing a movie becomes the cost of releasing a book. And there's 3 million novels being written every year. What happens when you can, release a movie, produce and release a movie, the same cost as, publishing a novel. The bottleneck then blows right by Hollywood. Hollywood has had a lock on financing, stars. Half the $350 billion the industry makes was locked up behind Hollywood's gates. They had access to the money, to the audience, to stars. But once those gates break down, it becomes the content creator economy, just like YouTube. Anybody can create content for their micro audience, and if it's good, the algorithm, puts it together. Maybe there's some influencers that say, "Hey, check out this movie" or whatever, and then that happens. So the curation's still going to happen, but because the budgets come down, you don't need Hollywood. You don't need approval. You don't need anything other than the courage to go, I'm going to start practicing. I'm going to build my audience. I got this. And so it's a massive shift. And I've been realizing, once I saw a very significant increase in the capacity for AI in the last 2 weeks, my head's been spinning nonstop. And everybody I talk to, I keep talking to them about it. And some people are kind of forward-leaning. Some people aren't. But I haven't heard anybody give me a really good reason why my theories about how fast is it going to happen, how drastic it is, isn't going to work, because it's just the dynamics. Hollywood existed because they had all the resources. So here's the amazing thing. The demand for stories is going to keep going up. People need stories. There's $350 billion spent on movies and shows every year globally. Hollywood has taken half of that pie, but now it's going to be split up and dispersed. They took the pie because they put up the money. Once they're not putting up the money for the productions, it gets dispersed. Just like, there's no center of YouTube universe. It's just content creators making stuff from any place. And if their stuff hits with an audience, they get paid. And if they don't, they don't, right? And that's what we've always wanted. You just want to sing for your supper. I mean, I started off as an independent filmmaker, made 50 shorts, went to NYU Film School, but the whole time I've been fighting the bottleneck. And then when I made 2 independent features, which were good but not great, and I was like, man, I got to keep iterating so I can get to that great stage. But it was too expensive to keep iterating as an indie filmmaker, so I turned to screenwriting. And I pumped out a bunch of screenplays, got really good at that, then got signed in Hollywood. I was inside the gates, but even inside the gates, the financing is so extreme. I had an Oscar-winning producer attached to one of my scripts with first money in, and it was still too risky. So for me, it's the best time ever as this thing shakes out, because now these screenplays that are sitting on my laptop that I know are at the professional level, they're all going to be realized as movies and TV shows. And so my audience that's been kind of distant from me, I'm going to be able to nurture my audience. And everything I'm learning about from my own career, I'm putting into frameworks so that you can learn it for your own career as well. So if that sounds like exciting to you where you're at, I'm calling this the Auteur 2.0 movement. And I've put together a playbook that is really helpful for me just to get my mind around it because there's so many big changes. And you're welcome to pick that up for free. Hopefully it helps you move forward because we're all in this together. It's a massive change. There's going to be absolute deep heartbreak for so many people, and I feel sad for them. And ultimately, if they can move through that sadness and that grief and realize they didn't come to Hollywood to be a key grip, they came to Hollywood to tell their own stories or to tell it with the people they love the most. And you can get together yourself or your favorite people and make your goddamn movies, share it with your people, and you collect your slice of the pie directly. That's the Auteur 2.0 movement. Let's go.